channel. Thank you so much for tuning in last week to my ranty video. That was like one of the most fun videos I've ever made, purely because it was really like uncensored. It wasn't uncut, because otherwise you guys would have seen a side of me that you didn't want to see. But yeah, it was really, really fun to make that video, so thank you all so much for watching. And thank you for the support on that video. A lot of people said to me that video is so good, but more on that later. So yeah, today is a video that I've wanted to make for a little while, and I thought I'd make this video purely because a lot of people ask me about it. So yeah, if you want to find out what I'm talking about, keep on watching. So today I wanted to talk about no sex before marriage. I've talked a little bit about this on my channel before, when I did my collab with my friend Mookie, and we talked about living as a single Christian. I get a lot of questions about it, and it always comes up in conversations, whether you're with people who aren't Christians or whether you're with people who are. But yeah, it's quite an interesting topic, so I thought I'd discuss it. For those of you who don't know, I am a Christian, and I believe that sex is for marriage, and that I'm not gonna have sex until it's with my husband. I am, abstaining until marriage. I know a few Christians who haven't done this, whether it be through a mistake or whether it be through choice. It's not something that, has to be followed, but I believe it's something that should be, because God created rules for us so that He could protect us from not getting hurt. Pretty much it started when, I think it was just something that came about. A lot of my friends were abstaining, and I just decided that was something that I didn't really want to do until marriage, just because I thought I'm vulnerable enough as it is, let alone then giving a whole part of myself to someone and then being even more vulnerable, and that just kind of freaked me out. So I was like, I don't want to do it. As I've got older, obviously I've looked more into this and how that looks for me in my daily life and stuff like that. I decided to abstain purely because I think, as I've put it into practice more, I think I've seen more things that have benefited me than things that haven't. So for instance, it's a good excuse to use when people are like, why are you still a virgin? I'm still a virgin. But people are like, oh, not even, people don't ask that because that's a bit weird, but just in friends, oh, do you not want to have sex or stuff like that? I'm just like, well, I'm a Christian. And it kind of makes all the questions go away. And I just think it's a personal choice, and you wouldn't ask someone why they had so much sex, so why ask someone why they're not having sex? I think it's the same thing. A pinnacle moment for me was when I was sitting at lunch with some of my friends. They were like, it's fine for you because you're not in a relationship, and it's really not fair if someone refuses to have sex with that person. And I was like, what? And it really did kind of make me think about it. And I was like, hold on a minute. That's not fair. Is that how that works? I've noticed that people really do see it as a really offensive thing if you don't want to have sex with them. And it's I just don't want to have sex before I'm married, not necessarily with you. So that kind of explains it more, but it doesn't really make them feel better about it. And that kind of has impacted who I go out with. So I've only been in one relationship, and that was with someone who wasn't a Christian, and I don't think personally, well, I wouldn't go out with someone who wasn't a Christian again. And I know a lot of people say, well, what if they became a Christian and stuff like that? But I think, I remember my curate at my home church once giving me an example, and she was like, if I stand up on this chair, it's a lot easier for you to pull me down than it is for me to pull you up, which is very true. And I know some people will completely disagree with this and completely say, well, I married someone who wasn't a Christian, or I was dating someone who wasn't a Christian, and they came to faith through that. And I think that's absolutely amazing. I know people that has happened too, and I think that's absolutely wonderful, but I just don't really think I'm one of those people who's strong enough to do that. And I think, yeah, I really don't see a relationship as somewhere to convert someone. I don't think it's that kind of place where that should happen. I think that has impacted who I date and how I date, because I think, I know sometimes my nanny will be like, I remember when my sister was dating her now husband, and she was like, oh, you're still courting? And it's an old-fashioned word, but courting actually means dating with intent, not just dating for where's this going kind of thing. Now, a lot of the things I'm not saying are biblical right now, and it's just my opinion, but they're biblically based. I'm not saying everyone has to practice what I practice, and I'm not saying, the thing is not even all Christians practice what I practice, and I don't practice what all Christians practice. So I think it's different for everyone, but it has changed the way I date and how intentional I am about dating, because I think a lot of people will just go out with someone and be like, we'll see how it goes. And yeah, that is a really great thing to do, but on the other hand, seeing how it goes isn't really, someone's gonna get hurt. Like, unless you're both just like, because that could happen with Christians too. Like, it could totally happen if I was dating someone who's a Christian. You're like, oh well, you know, let's just see how it goes. But I think it's good to be intentional about dating, because it protects yourself and it protects the other person. Because if you're both clear about where this potentially could go, then that's brilliant. If you get into a relationship with someone who says, I'm not really looking for anything serious, eventually you're like, why would you want to go out with someone who wasn't looking for anything serious? Unless you weren't looking for anything serious, then cool, yeah, whatever. But yeah, it's definitely affected how intentional I am about looking for potential datees, or looking for potential people that I'm going to date. And the pool is very small, but I truly believe that God will place the right person in my life at the right time. And I think, yeah, I've been in positions where I look for it in the wrong place, where I look for it in the wrong people or stuff like that, or try to rush things that aren't necessarily ripe fruit to pick. But I think, yeah, God has really blessed the situation I'm in, and has really blessed the way I see saving sex for marriage. So yeah, I really hope you've enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for watching. I really hope that that's cleared up some of the ideas you have about Christians abstaining until marriage, or just giving you a more personal view on what I think it is, or what I think that looks like. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, give it a like. Yeah, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, share, do whatever, and I shall see you guys in my next video. See ya!